Hello and welcome to Learn with JJ Academy. In today's video we are going to see the properties of Laplace transform. Already in previous video we have seen the topic Laplace transform, how to solve questions on Laplace transform. In today's lecture we are going to see some properties of Laplace transform like multiplication by e raised to at, multiplication by t and division by t. So without wasting time, let's start today's video. So before starting the solving the questions on properties, let's revise the formulas first. Like we know that Laplace of k, Laplace of any constant is k by s, means Laplace of 1 will be 1 by s, 10 will be 10 by s, in this way. Formula number 2, Laplace of e raised to at. Laplace of e raised to at is 1 over s minus a, where a is a constant term. E raised to 5t Laplace will be 1 over s minus 5. Okay. Formula number 3 is same but in minus sign. Laplace of e raised to minus at. Laplace of e raised to minus at is 1 over s plus a. If e raised to at is there, you have to write in minus form, 1 over s minus a. If e raised to minus at is there, you have to write in plus form, that is 1 upon s plus a. Okay, where a means any constant value. From 1 to infinity you can take any value or even negative values also. Then formula number 4, Laplace of sine at. Laplace of sine at is a over s square plus a square. For example, Laplace of sine 3t. Laplace of sine 3t will be 3 over s square plus 3 square. You have to just replace a by 3. Okay. Formula number 4 and 5 are same, means in formula number 4 we have sine at term, and in formula number 5 we have sine h at term. So sine at is a trigonometry term and sine h at is a hyperbolic term. So the formulas are same. Laplace of sine at is a over s square plus a square, and in hyperbolic we consider minus sign, that is a over s square minus a square. Remember this, means Laplace of sine h phi t. Laplace of sine h phi t will be, you have to just replace a by 5. That is 5 over s square minus 5 square. Okay. Formula number 6, Laplace of cos at. And always remember, in cos term you have to take s in numerator. In sine you have to consider constant term in numerator, and denominator is same in both sine and cos term. So Laplace of cos at is s over s square plus a square. For example, Laplace of cos 4t. Laplace of cos 4t will be s over s square plus 4 square. Okay. Formula number 7, formula number 6 and 7 again same. Cos at is a trigonometry term and cos h at is a hyperbolic term. So for cos we consider s upon s square plus a square, and for cos h at we consider s upon s square minus a square. When hyperbolic term is there, you have to consider minus in denominator. Remember this. Okay. Formula number 8, Laplace of t raised to n. Laplace of t raised to n is n factorial over s raised to n plus 1. Okay. And formula number 9, Laplace of delta t is equal to 1. Okay, this is also one formula, but no need to remember this formula, that is not that much important. And last is formula number 10, Laplace of error function. ERF means error function. Remember this, Laplace of error function root t is 1 over root s plus 1. Okay, you have to, this is a standard formula, you have to remember anyhow. Okay, so these are the 10 important formulas of Laplace transform you have to remember. Okay. Now already we have seen this for properties in for formulas in last videos. Okay, so let's start properties of Laplace transform. So the first property is first shifting property. Okay, first property is first shifting property, or we can say multiplication by e raised to at also. Okay, so we know that this is our main formula. Laplace f of t is equal to f of s. In Laplace, function is always in the form of t, and its Laplace is always in the form of s. We convert t domain into s domain in Laplace transform, remember. So if Laplace f of t is equal to f of s, then if any function is followed by e raised to at, then e raised to at into f of t is equal to, its Laplace will be, what you have to do, you have to just replace f of s by s minus a. Means if e raised to at is multiplied by f of t, what you have to do, you have to just this s, you have to just replace this s by s minus a. Remember this. Or instead of e raised to at, if e raised to minus at would have been there, okay, that time what we do, you have to just replace s by s plus a. Remember, if e raised to at multiply, you have to replace s by s minus a, and if e raised to minus at multiply to any function, you have to replace s by s plus a. Okay, this is our main formula. Don't be scared, it's very simple property. In problem your topic will be clear. Let's see some question on this topic. Okay, so the question will be asked, find Laplace of e raised to 3t into sine 2t. You can see here sine 2t is function here. Okay, and e raised to 3t is multiplied to sine 2t. In Laplace transform, always remember this, we always start from last term. Okay, we have to start from backside. Okay, means initially what you have to do, initially you have to find Laplace of last term. Last term means sine 2t. Okay, so what I am doing initially I am finding Laplace of sine 2t. So what is the Laplace of sine 2t? In sine 2t, or in sine term, we consider constant in numerator. So 2 over s square plus 2 square. 2 square, that is 4. Okay, this is the Laplace of sine 2t. And then Laplace of e raised to 3t into sine 2t. Write down whole equation. Laplace of e raised to sine 2t, e raised to 3t into sine 2t is equal to, now you can see here, e raised to 3t is multiplied to sine 2t. So what you have to do, you have to just replace s by s minus 3 in this Laplace. Okay, you have to replace s by s minus 3, means 2 over, instead of s, what I am putting, s minus 3. Why I am putting s minus 3? Because e raised to 3t is multiplied to sine 2t, and plus 4. Okay, if you want to simplify this equation, you can simplify also, means s minus 3 bracket square will be s square minus 6s plus 9 and plus 4, keep it as it is. So your final answer will be 2 over s square minus 6s plus 9 plus 4 will be 13. Okay, so this will be the Laplace of e raised to 3t into sine 2t. Clear? So always remember, while solving question of Laplace transform, you have to always start from last term. Like in question number 2, you can see here, last term is cos h 3t. So your first step should be, you have to find Laplace of cos h 3t. Okay, what is the Laplace of cos h 3t? S over s square minus, why minus? Because the given function is hyperbolic. Okay, s square minus 3 square. Okay, and then you have to consider whole term, means Laplace of e raised to minus 2t into cos h 3t is equal to, so now what you have to do, you have to replace s by, you can see here, e raised to minus 2t is multiply cos h 2t, so you have to replace s by s plus 2. Okay, if minus sign is there, you have to put plus sign there. Okay, and in all s terms, okay, now you can see here, in numerator and denominator there is both side there is a s term. Okay, so what I am doing, I am putting s plus 2 in both the s term. Okay, in numerator and denominator also. So s plus 2 over s plus 2 bracket square minus 3 square. Clear? Or simply s plus 2 divided by s square plus 4s plus 4 minus 9. I just expand s plus 2 bracket square. Okay, so your final answer will be s plus 2 divided by s square plus 4s minus 5. 4 minus 9 will be minus 5. This will be your final answer. Okay, so always remember, while solving any question of Laplace, always starts from last term. Okay, so that you can easily apply the property. Now you can see here, in question number 3, last term is t raised to 5, right? Second term is t raised to 5. So your first step should be find Laplace of t raised to 5. So the formula of t raised to n factorial, here n means power 5, so 5 factorial upon s raised to n plus 1. N plus 1 means 5 plus 1. Okay, so the Laplace of t raised to 5 will be 5 factorial, means if you put this value in calculator you will get 120, and divided by 5 plus 1 means s raised to 6. Okay, then write down whole equation, means Laplace of e raised to minus t into t raised to 5. Okay, now you can see e raised to minus t is multiplied to t raised to 5. That means 120 upon, in this Laplace what you have to do, you have to replace s by s plus 1. Why s plus 1? Because e raised to minus t is multiplied. Okay, and raised to power 6. Okay, this will be your final answer. So I hope multiplication by e raised to 80 property is clear to all of you. Okay, what you have to do, you have to find Laplace transform of function first, and then you have to just apply the property, means either you have to replace s by s plus a or s minus a. As per condition you have to apply. Let's see second property. The second property of this concept is multiplication by t raised to n property. Okay, if any function is followed by t raised to n term, then how to find Laplace? So our main formula is, if Laplace f of t is equal to f of s, means function is always in the form of t and its Laplace is always in the form of s. So we know the Laplace of f of t is equal to f of s. Then if any function is followed by t raised to n, if t raised to any term, multiply to f of t, then we use this formula. Or always remember, in multiplication by t raised to n property, we differentiate, we find derivative. Okay, we find derivative. So the formula is minus 1 raised to n, n means power of t, into d raised to n over ds raised to n of f of s. Okay, means if t raised to 1 is there, so you will get minus 1 raised to 1 into, you have to differentiate only single time, d by ds of given Laplace. Okay, if the power of t is 2, means t square, then minus 1 square, and you have to differentiate 2 times, means d by d square by ds square of the given Laplace. Okay, let's see some question on this topic, so your topic will be clear. So this is our main first question. Find Laplace of t into sine 2t. Now you can see first term, last term is sine 2t, and sine 2t is multiplied by t, right? So again same, initially you have to find Laplace of last term, that is sine 2t. So the Laplace of sine 2t will be 2 over s square plus 2 square, or simply 2 over s square plus 2 square is 4, right? Now write down whole equation, means Laplace of t into sine 2t is equal to, now you can see t is multiplied to sine 2t, so here I am using multiplication by t property. So the formula is minus 1 raised to n, n means power of t, you can see it, the power of t is 1, so minus 1 raised to 1 into d by ds. Why d by ds? Because power of t is 1, so you have to differentiate only single time. Okay, and d by ds of given Laplace. Okay, whatever Laplace you have find, you have to put here, 2 over s square plus 4. Now you can see here 2 is constant, so I am taking outside, so minus 2 d by ds of 1 over s square plus 4 you will get, right? S square plus 4. We have one formula, derivative formula. Remember this formula, mostly we use this formula in multiplication by t property. Derivative of 1 by x. Derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 over x square. Okay, remember this formula. So this formula you have to use here, means minus 2, keep it as it is, derivative of 1 over s square plus 4. Here x means s square plus 4. Okay, so its derivative will be minus 1 upon s square plus 4 bracket square. Instead of x I am putting here s square plus 4 into, you have to find derivative of s square plus 4 also. So the derivative of s square will be 2s and derivative of 4 will be 0. This is called as composite function, derivative of composite function. Okay, and then what you have to do, you have to just simplify this, means minus 2 into minus 1 will be plus 2, and plus 2 into 2s will be 4s. 4s over s square plus 4 bracket square. This will be your final answer. So in this way you can solve any problem of multiplication by t property. Okay, if your topic is not clear, then let's solve one more question. So again same, first step should be initially find Laplace of final term, last term. So Laplace of e in any property, always remember you have to always start from last term. Okay, so initially find Laplace of e raised to 3t, that is 1 over s minus 3. Okay, if e raised to 3t is there, you have to put 1 upon s minus 3. If e raised to minus 3t is there, you have to put 1 over s plus 3. Remember this. And now t square is multiplied to e raised to 3t, right? It means again same, you have to use multiplication by t property. So the formula is minus 1 raised to n. N means here power of t. You can see here power of t is 2. So minus 1 square into d square by d square. Why d square by d square? Because the power of t is 2, right? And 1 over s minus 3. Okay, next what you will do, minus 1 square will be plus 1 into d by ds into, initially I am finding first derivative of 1 upon s minus 3. You have to again use same formula. So the formula is minus 1 upon s minus 3 bracket square. This will be the derivative of 1 upon s minus 3. I have used same formula, derivative of 1 by x. Derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 by x square, right? And remember this formula also, and derivative of minus 1 by x square, that is 2 by x cube. Okay, derivative of minus 1 by x square also we have, that is 2 by x cube. So this minus 1 I am taking outside. Okay, directly I can apply derivative of minus 1 by x square, that is 2 by s minus 3 bracket cube. Instead of x, you have to just put s minus 3. Okay. So this will be your final answer. So always remember, if t square is there, you have to differentiate 2 times. Okay. If only t is there, t is multiplied, then only you have to find single derivative. Okay. So this was the multiplication by t property. Okay, there are many questions. Okay, you just try many different questions so that your topic will be clear. I hope this from these 2 questions this property is clear to all of you. Let's see the final property, division by t property. Like multiplication, there is one more property, division by t property. Always remember, in multiplication by t property we differentiate, okay, and in division by t property we integrate. Okay, you have to use integration. Okay, so again same, the formula is if Laplace f of t is equal to f of s, this is our standard formula, then Laplace f of t over t. Okay, if t is in division form, that time what we do, we integrate this Laplace by taking limit s to infinity. Okay, initially you have to find Laplace of numerator, that is f of s, and then that Laplace you have to integrate. Why integrate? Because t is in division form here. Okay, and always remember this, you have to take s to infinity limits. Okay, these are standard limits. Okay, initially you have to find Laplace of numerator, and then you have to integrate that Laplace by taking limit s to infinity. Let's see one question so your topic will be clear. The question will be asked, find Laplace of e raised to phi t over t. E raised to phi t over t. So what we will do here, first initially find Laplace of numerator. Initially find Laplace of numerator means Laplace of e raised to phi t. So the Laplace of e raised to phi t is 1 over s minus 5, right? Laplace of e raised to phi t is 1 over s minus 5, and then Laplace of e raised to phi t over t. So you can see here t is in division form here. So that time what we do, we integrate that Laplace by taking limit s to infinity. This Laplace you have to put here. So 1 over s minus 5 and ds. So what is the integration of 1 over x? So the integration of 1 over x is log x, right? So same here, integration of 1 over s minus 5 will be log s minus 5, right? You have to put square bracket and you have to put these limits on right hand side like this, s to infinity. Now what I am doing, I am just putting infinity upper limit instead of s, so you will get log infinity minus log, and instead of s now you have to put lower limit, that is s, so term will be same, s minus 5. Okay, log infinity is not defined, so no need to write, so your final answer is minus log s minus 5. This will be your final answer. Okay, so always remember, while solving questions on division by t property, initially you have to find Laplace of numerators. Okay, and then you have to apply the property. Let's see one more question. Laplace of sine 3t over t. So again same, initially find Laplace of numerator, that is Laplace of sine 3t. Laplace of sine 3t is 3 over s square plus 3 square. Okay, and then Laplace of sine 3t over t. Now you can see here t is in division form, so what you have to do, you have to integrate that Laplace by taking limit s to infinity. 3 constant I am taking outside, so inside will get 1 over s square plus 3 square and ds, right? We have an integration formula. All of you know this formula, I think. 1 over x square plus a square. The formula of 1 over x square plus integration of x square plus 1 over x square plus a square is 1 upon a into tan inverse x by a, right? So I'm using this formula here. So 3 constant, keep it as it is, and 1 over a, here a means 3 and x means s. Okay, so 1 over a, so I'm taking 1 over 3 outside, inside will get tan inverse s over 3. Just complete the square bracket and put limits on right hand side like this. So here 3 3 get cancelled, in remaining term you have to put upper limit and then lower limit. So tan inverse, initially I am putting infinity instead of s, so tan inverse infinity over 3 will be infinity, minus tan inverse, again instead of s you have to put s, so this term will be as it is, tan inverse s by 3, right? We have value of tan inverse infinity. The value of tan inverse infinity is 90, that is pi by 2. So pi by 2 minus tan inverse s by 3. And there is one more formula, just remember this formula, that is pi by 2 minus tan inverse theta is equal to cot inverse theta. Remember this formula, pi by 2 minus tan inverse theta is equal to cot inverse theta. So I can apply this formula here. So pi by 2 minus tan inverse s by 3 will get cot inverse s by 3. Okay, this will be your final answer. Okay, so I hope division by t property is also clear to all of you. Okay, what you have to do, you have to just remember the formulas and you have to do practice. Okay, so I hope students all three properties are clear to you. Okay, if you want to solve more questions, then I have mentioned in description that we have online classes also. You can solve more questions there with me. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share our channel so that the next videos will get notification, you will get notification of next videos. Till then, take care, bye bye.